directions. When I traveled to America, then we traveled to a state just for sightseeing. And my friend does not know the particular place. So he had to look for direction. I was very surprised that in his phone, he asked, let me say the computer, that where is, for example, Okumagba Avenue? And the computer began to direct us. As you get to Udu Bridge, they will say, you will cross the bridge. This is Udu Bridge. As you get to Sediko Junction, it will direct you that you should go turn like this. So the thing directed us until we get to the place, and he said, you are in the place. It's so we have divine direction. Divine direction is something that has to do with God. The one I've just told you so is human direction by computer. But I'm telling you about the direction that has to do with God. If you follow God's direction, you will succeed. There is no other way until you allow God to direct you, you will fail. If you allow man to direct you, you will fail. If you allow Satan to direct you, you will fail. In Genesis chapter 12 verse 1, Genesis chapter 12 verse 1, now the Lord has said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. Abraham did not just move, but God directed him to move. God knows what you are facing. God knows that things are not working well for you. God knows that people are oppressing you. God knows that your family is not good. Wait for God's direction, or else you will fail. There are some people, when they see themselves that things are not working well, they will decide to go and do something to help themselves. You may do something and succeed, but the success may not be complete. things are not working well. Everything is bad. You can do something and succeed, but the success will be temporary. Because it's not God's direction, it is man's direction. You can go to a native doctor and tell a native doctor that I need money. The native doctor will tell you what you will do to get money. But the money may not be permanent, temporary. Begin to ask yourself a question. That a native doctor that is doing something for you to get money does not have money. It's waiting for the one you are going to pay him. There are some people that we go and do ritual to get money. And I heard a boy saying that he has sold his life to Satan and he's happy. He said because as at the time he needed money, God did not help him. So he had to run to Satan and Satan helped him. Satan have nothing to offer you. He can only deceive you. It's only when God directs you, then you wait for God's direction. You have to wait for God's direction. Like in the book that's Genesis, God knows that Abraham's father died, his brother died, and the land was a land that was so fetish. So God now asked him to move. Wait for God. Tell your neighbor, say, wait for God. There are many people that we go, maybe some we go to Ghana, some we go to different places, some we go to different native doctors just to do money medicine. I learned that there is a man, a Nigerian big man in Ghana, that used to direct the young boys that want to do money medicine to go and do money medicine. Then after doing money medicine, you will give him some part. There is going to be a bargain that after doing you will give me some parts. But himself will not do. But he's using these boys' destiny. And the way they do it is that they know that this woman will get money in future. So they will command your future to be now, so that what you're supposed to have, all the money you're supposed to be making is much more until you old and die. They will draw everything to now. At the moment they draw everything to now, you will make money. But when you make the money, it's neither the money finish and you cannot get money again, or you die before your time. It's not Satan that is giving you the money, but they are redirecting your destiny. Some women can go and do something so that they can sell, they can trade and be selling. But suddenly, you will see that the soul will just blow. It is a part of the agreement. So when you hear that some souls blow, it's because of one woman that went to do something to sell. And the time has come that all the souls will blow. It's an agreement with Satan. But there's something we call God, that everybody that make it in the Bible was being directed by God. And when you are if things are not working well for you, it's two things. Neither you have offended God, or your time have not come. So you now begin to ask yourself, in what way have I offended God? And if your mind tells you that you have not offended God, the best thing for you to do is to wait for God's direction so that you can make it. In the book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 22. Numbers 9:22. Whether it were 2 days or a month or a year, that the cloud settled upon the tabernacle, remaining thereof, the children of Israel abode in the tent and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. The children of Israel were stuck in one place for a long time. The children of Israel, they were stuck in one place for a long time. You can be stuck for a long time. You can be stuck for a long time because you are sinning against God. Or you refuse to do what you're supposed to do. I hear people complaining that things are hard. Things are not working well. Things are not doing this. You can be stuck for a long time because you have refused to obey God. Like the children of Israel. At the moment you become stuck in one place, God will not listen to your cry. The moment you become stuck in one place, God will not listen to your cry. You go to cry. sites where some people go to juju. They will now run to go and do juju to free themselves. The more you are doing juju, the more you are offending God. The more you go and do ritual, the more you are offending God. And God will just leave you alone. The ritual you are doing so is to cut your ears. Satan is after your life. What is Satan want to say? Make you do something when you say could displease God, so that God will be annoyed with you. Satan wants you to displease God so that God can be annoyed with you. Let me tell you, all these things you are looking for, they are in the hands of God. But wait for God's direction. All this money you are looking for, now God na hold them. But follow the commandment of God and wait for God's direction. Your husband, may you tell him make him know God. Eh? It's not matter of to cry. As I'm preaching, I'm saying something that they go implicate him. They go arrest him. I'm saying that they will implicate him and they will arrest him. Tell him to know God. Eh? It's not matter of to cry. Let me tell you now, anybody when you see say now they work for somewhere and they do well, it belong to one court or the other. So now they are court member. Now they put out for them. But if you not belong to court, you know God. The Bible says that a time is coming whereby if you not belong to them, you cannot sell, you cannot buy. And at the time it is. That is the mark of the CCCC. So, if you not belong to them, you cannot buy, you cannot sell. Unless you belong to God strongly. Just tell him. This is not the time whereby survivor is survivor of the fittest. Even if you are not working, if you are doing well, they want you to join them. If you cannot join them, they want to kill you. You never know. Not be nice, start to. What did make rich men the join Ogboni in those days? Now because of their protection, that they fight them, you must join us. The children of Israel were stuck for so many years in one place because they disobeyed the voice of God. In verse 23, the Bible says, At the commandment of the Lord, they resisted. They rested in the tent. And at the commandment, because they refused the commandment of God, they stayed so long in the tent. Don't tell me that things are not working well for you. The reason why they stay so long in the tent is that they refuse the commandment of God. But the Bible says, at the commandment of the Lord, they journey, they kept the charge of the Lord until they now listen to the commandment of God. They now begin to move. That's what the Bible is saying. Because they did not listen to the commandment of God. It's just like, say, they can't take house, they not can't go work. So they don't move. But they were supposed to move. So they were in the house. Your mate is succeed, you know they succeed. There is something that your mate is doing to please God that you are not doing. And the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tent. So they were just in the tent. Nothing was working out. And you cannot help yourself. You can't help yourself. If you want to help yourself, you will finally crash land. Finally, you will crash land. Somebody is telling you that I will take you to somewhere so that you can trade and succeed. You will finally crash land. Somebody is telling you that the only way you can overcome these people now to join them. You will finally crash land. At the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tent. So now God made them to remain for house. And at the commandment of the Lord, they journey, they kept the charge of the Lord until they decide to keep the charge of the Lord. They could not move. By the hands of Moses. The majority of people have refused to listen to the voice of God. You see, now which time God is talking? Say, because you want to hear from God. So because you want to hear from God, you will fail until you hear from the voice of the man that God is using, and he obeys. I was telling somebody the other day, you're not going to know, say, God, say, if everything is working well for you. You're not going to know. Until you begin to see, say, there is some difficulties, then you will know that there is God. It's just like, for example, now you are sick, and they carry you come to church, and we refuse to pray for you, or we pray for you, nothing happen. Then you begin to go to hospital, and the medicines, they are not working. Then you begin to know, say, there is God. But if everything is working well for you, you're not going to say God did. Or they carry you come church, you are sick, we just pray for you, you can't get up. You can't say God do. God do. But when things are working well, you know they know say God did. You just live anyhow life. And before you know, you go take for granted. Everybody that succeeded in the Bible, they were being directed by God through the man of God in their time. Go to the next verse. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, yes. Okay, this 10. Make the 2 trumpets of silver of a whole piece shalt thou make them, that thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly, for the journey of the camp. So God speak to Moses, say you should do this, so that may the feet move forward. If you are a Christian, listen to God's direction so that you can succeed, or else you will remain too long in one place. We'll be doing rituals and doing native doctor and native doctors and spiritualists, magicians, believing in miracle money. There is a church in Ghana. This church went there for Ghana, so when you go there, they will do money for you. And I asked, how does it come? He said, that they bring the money when you're supposed to get for life to now, because you need it. The pastor, when they do money for you, so for that church, are they not paying tithe and offering? Why? Why should they be doing all those ones? And he get power to do money for you and become rich. Why not just do it for himself every day? Every day. Make it get the money. Do not allow people to deceive you. Follow the commandment of God so that you can prosper. You are only just bringing yourself to one place. You just bring yourself to one place without moving forward, because you have refused to listen to direction. If this man, auntie, is doing well, your wife will not come. It's okay. I will be very happy. I will be very happy because he's doing well and he's playing the part he's supposed to play in the church. Is it true or lie? If auntie is doing well, he's paying his tithe, he's doing everything people are doing in the church, I will be happy. But if any anything happens that he fall, I will feel it. So because it's making me to be happy, I will be praying for him so that he will not fall. Because if he fall, it affects me. But if he's doing well and he does not care, if he fall, me, I not go care. Because as at when life was good for him, he did not know the church. That's why you see people fall. If you are doing well and you are doing everything that you can do in the church to make the church to move forward, I will not want you to fall, though I am not God. I am not God. But the Bible says in verse 23, say, at the command of Moses. So I get the power to intercede on your behalf. And God will hear me. Because I have not called myself. There are some people that are planted to make the church to be happy. But if life is good with this man, and this man does not care to follow our instruction and to follow, maybe you does not pay tithe, you does not care about what people are doing in the church, if anything happens to him, it will not affect me. The only area where the thing can affect me is that he was doing, so now that he's not having, he cannot do, so it's affecting me. See that? But if you were not doing when you were having, and something happened to you, it will not affect anybody. You will be coming for prayer, and we'll be praying for you. But it does not really affect us, because you have not contributed to our service and our living. That is it. It is verse 23 again. At the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tent. This verse is to do something. He bring her back again. He want me to repeat it. So, if things are not working well for you, I will be praying for you, but it does not affect me. Because as at the time when things were working well for you, there was nothing that we were benefiting. I went to somewhere, one of my cousin's place the other day. And there was one small boy that came. They said the man is helping them. That is a prophet. And they follow them, go through all night for their houses and the rest. Now I tell them, say, man, they doing well, though. He said, where money they only God and I go pay. He said, only God and I go pay. There is something that the church can do that native doctors cannot do. They can only push you. They go push you to see money. But when death comes, because this money is blood money. You may not kill, but it's blood. You may not kill somebody, but you have used your own blood. When the dead want to come, it's only the church that can save you on the decks. And at the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord at the command of the Lord by the hand of Moses. The moment you are doing all these things, get ready. When the problem will come, because problem will come on. I have prayed for many people in this church. Some of them that I pray for, they don't do money on. But they wanted to use them to do money. I bring them back to life. I bring them back to life. Now, human being, I not just know God. If you know God, then you not go take God play. There was a boy I prayed for. The boy, you could just sit down, as this woman sit down, so he don't die. As we talk, so the boy don't die. Instantly, now they bring the boy come to life. Now, human being, I don't know God. If you know God, then you go serve God. There is nothing where we say Satan won't give to you. If Satan is giving you something and say there is no ritual, it then be saying that your blood now you want to use. Doctor, when I see you, Joe, God bless you. If Satan is giving you something, if you go to a place like Tanzania, you will see ritual markets. Ritual markets. And for the ritual market, everybody they want to sell it own. Just like as you go to market, so this one will they call you, say, come and buy my own. My own don't get blood, oh. My own, they know they use human being blood, oh. Sometimes your mind go happy, say, this one I like. But you not go use human being blood, oh, but now your blood, now you won't use. That is it. Unless you wait for God's direction. God does not fail person. See that? I see black cloth for you. Black cloth. Black cloth. And the black cloth, I see eye for front, eye for back. This black cloth went to your body, so eye there for front, eye there for back. So as the service is going on, pray against it. I don't know what it means. But we are wearing a black cloth that get eye for front, eye for back. So, in the church, there must be somebody you have to listen to. And that's your man of God. But if you cannot listen to your man of God, go and look for another man of God that you can listen to. Or else, you will stop. For example, I am the man of God here. If your spirit tell you, say you cannot listen to me, that I'm too small for you to listen to, I will advise you to go and look for another man of God that you can listen to. you will stalk. If something tells you that I, Apostle Ekoh, what I'm preaching so, they enter your ear, not around with you, then you better go and look for somebody that can preach to you that you can understand. Or else you will stalk. Because the children of God, they stuck in one place because they fail to listen. If something is telling you that this Bible, if you are saying put it down, you cannot put it down. And you don't know why I'm saying that you should put the Bible down. If something is telling you that if the main program, the message they want to do Thanksgiving, that it does not concern you. If somebody is telling you that this site, when you pay so, and that why not you use that and do another thing? The person is misdirecting you. And finally, you will stop. And when you stop, the person will not be able to. When the children of Israel were stuck, nobody was able to remove them until they listened to the charge of God before they were able to move. Let me tell you something. God is not interested in your crying. God is not interested in saying, if they cry you. God is interested in your following his commands. Everybody that prosper in the Bible, they follow God's direction. So we say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In Genesis chapter 31 verse 3, and the Lord said to Jacob, return. There are some people, if you say return, you go forward. After you go talk, say, you will come back, come tell me, say, Daddy, pray for me. There are some of you things that you are doing when are not known and there are plenty pass. But when you have faith, you will not come say, make a pray for you. Then I will start praying. You will come be like, say, God, not the answer prayer again. There are some of you, the things that you are doing when are not known and there are plenty pass. Then after you will come say, when you have faith, you say, Daddy, pray for me. Then I will start to pray. Then it will be like, say, God, not the answer prayer. There's somebody came on Wednesday when the car come and I pray for him and he get up. And in your case, you cannot get up. It doesn't mean that something is wrong. And when he gets up, so not be say get up, he can't go. He gets up and he come church on Sunday. Only him will come church on Sunday. But in your case, I will be praying for you, nothing happen. In your business, I'm praying for you, nothing is happening. You continue crying. There are places where you are entering, places where we say you they enter when I don't know, when God is first for you. You can't come back to me and say, pray for me, daddy. I go think say you be better picking. I don't know say you are a rebellious child. God said to Jesus, return unto the land of thy father and thy kindred, and I will be with thee. So God have told Jacob to return. Jacob can say, I'm not going now, I want to remain here. Because where Jacob was where he married two sisters. So what you go make her come out? Anybody that does not follow God's direction, you suffer too long. Anybody that fail in God's direction, you suffer too long. It could be like say this one better, but it's not go better. Because you are moving in your own direction. Anybody, when it be say you know they follow God's direction, anything you are doing, follow God's direction. I told you before, there's one man who did here, who was attending this church. All of them left the church that time. When there was some crisis of one thing or the other, they were revoting. They were revoting before something happened. That the daughter came to church and they were doing some romancing and the rest. Then I talked. They said, give me man to talk. Let me leave that story. But something happened. This man was in the house, was not going to work. Or if he was going to work, they know they send her to go river. And if he not go river, you know they get better salary. One day I was driving past, I saw the whole family coming to the church. Something speak to me that something is happening. I go. My man said they wanted to fast. As I was coming back, I said, let me just branch and pray for them. Then I saw 40,000 naira on the altar. I picked the money and I prayed. God speak to me that this not the mass salary be this. Not knowing that the man was not going to work, he was not going to offshore. So his salary was just 40,000 naira. This not be too long a time. How many years ago now? It should be about before Prophet married. If you tell me we never passed 8 years. As he do that, he finished. He not trade. Now he had the family come. They were members of this church to come and thank God. Now they can't tell us, say, he has been stuck for so many years. And something speak into his mind that his 1 month salary make it take and sow seed. So they came to the church and sowed the seed and went back. So when I came back, I did not see them. They have gone. And they said that he was sick. So because of the sickness, he cannot go for offshore. After sowing that seed, he went for tests. And they said no sickness. He went for offshore. How many of you were here that time? Are you sure? Before this man could do this man might have followed different ways. And that's exactly what the Bible is saying in verse in Genesis, I think 9 verse 22, that they were stuck. The man was stuck for so many years until he decided to follow God's direction. Not be me ask him. Because if he tell me that his salary is 40-something thousand, even fear not going to allow me tell and say, so and finish. But I don't know whether now somebody tell them. But if now somebody tell them, if I tell them, say go so and for the church. But they decided to sow seed with the full month salary. And immediately, that same week, that sickness that was troubling him, that will make him not to go to offshore, only the sickness disappeared. So the company said, now you can go to the offshore. And his salary not change. Maybe he could be able to receive 200 and something thousand instead of 40,000 naira. Get up and tell somebody, say, follow God's direction. Say it again. Say it again. Until you follow God's direction, you will remain stuck in one place. You will stuck in one place. Sit down. No two ways to it. In the service of God, there is no mago-mago. Sometimes I can tell you to sow seed. Even the seed, when I want to make you sow, may not be enough for God. I am telling you to sow a seed because of what I'm seeing concerning you. It may not be enough for God. I'm telling you, if I were to say that man, this man here to sow seed, I cannot tell him to sow his own more salary. A man will get mature children, wife. Now he had to come with all the children, kneel down for this altar, drop the salary. See that? Then the sickness when they trouble and so, which medicine he take when he never take before, that made the sickness to go. The medicine now is God's direction. There are things that they are doing that you may not want to do. You are only keeping your, bring that place back again. You are only keeping yourself stuck. You are keeping yourself stuck. If you say bring that place back again, have you brought this place before? Genesis 12. Number 9, verse 23. You are only stalking yourself. You are only keeping yourself in one place. There are things that you have to do that can move you. Don't wait until somebody tells you to do it. There are things that you will do that can move you. If you have your mind, and your mind say, your mind not a move, you can't move. You cannot move. There are things that you must follow in your service to God. And sometimes people will ask, say, why you come say people when they serve idol, people when do this, they better pass those when they serve God. The thing is that those when they serve God, their mind is too hard. Do you know the sacrifice they are making to succeed those people? The sacrifices when they make to succeed. You know. One small boy for Int'l who do ritual, a small boy of about 18 years. Now they talk for Int'l say, Baba help me, Baba help me. If they tell you to do it, can you do it? The sacrifices when they make, can you make it? In the church, ordinary, what you will do this, you will not want to do it. But you need prayer. How can it work? The Bible says faith without work is dead. Let us read this place together. At the commandment of the Lord, they rested in the tent. So, God now commanded they come stuck in one place for so many years. And at the commandment of the Lord, they journey. They kept the charge of the Lord. So when they begin to obey the voice of God, they can move. At the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. Not by the hand of God, by the hand of Moses. Everybody get up. There is nobody that can be too wise for God. You cannot be too wise for God. If you think that you are too wise for God, you will stuck in one place. Nothing. That time I go to pray for you, you go to fall. I go to pray, you go to fall. Your falling and rising cannot make you move forward. Do you know that when Jesus have delivered Mary Magdalene, he followed with everything she has? Mary Magdalene. And when she saw Jesus, he looked for very expensive oil, toner for the leg, and he used her hair to wipe it. And the Bible says Mary now converted her sister Martha. And Mary now converted her brother Lazarus. And Lazarus died. And because they have become intimate friends, they have the boldness to go and meet Jesus. Say your friend that you love most is dead. It's because the boldness came to them because they know that they have sown into that man's life. They have sown into Jesus' life. So they went to him and said, your friend that you love most is dead. There is a way you can sow into my life. That's why I tell you the other day. Many people have come to my house, and when they were sick, I prayed for them. They were just like admission, because I don't see anything when I want to do. I don't see what I want to do, make us drive them away. Because some of them have sown into my life. And so because they have sown into my life, I said, don't go. Remain here and let me see where the problem is coming from. It's because Mary and Martha have sown into Jesus' life. So they were so bold to go and meet him and tell him, say, your friend Lazarus is dead. And do you know that the moment we have given you that privilege and you step back, then we too will not move back. We now move back. Because you become what is called ungrateful elements. There are some people that are called ungrateful elements in the church. No matter what you do for them, if they want to bite you, they don't look back. There are some people that have left this church. If they think of the suffer I suffered for them, they can leave the church. So if you are dealing with church members, and don't just look at them at anything. But do you know that those people, by the time they move, they will see it for front? Oh. Father God, I thank you. Don't think that it's finished. God is still looking at you. And God is a respecter of no man. Even as I tell you like this, so if you say God the respecter Apostle Ekoh, I tell lies. The moment I fall out, God himself will give me chance. Because I hold microphone, I can't say I'll be one kind better person. So you, the moment you fall back, I give you chance, and God will give you chance. As I tell you, so the moment I fall back and I do what God not like, God will just give me chance. So if I'm holding this microphone, it's in vain. I'm not commanding anything. Any man of God that tell lies, that do any hard things, that is not man of God. The Spirit of God not deal with that man. Even you that I'm praying for, the moment I have walked and I have suffered for you, then you step back, then myself I step back, then God himself will step back, then you will remain in one place for too long. Until you follow the command of God, then God can say move again. And if you follow the commandment of God, your man of God will know also that you have changed. At the command or the hand of Moses. I pray for everyone here today. May you follow God's directions. Say, I will follow God's direction. Not man's direction. In Jesus' name.